This is for my fellow friends that are neurodivergent, chronically ill, or disabled. If you're not part of that group, you're welcome to keep scrolling, or you can stick around. I mean, I really can't tell you what to do. I want to talk to you for a second, because I think there's something you might need to hear. I know I did. And it's something I wish I would have heard a lot sooner. The reality is, this world wasn't built by people who are neurodivergent, chronically ill, or disabled. This world wasn't built for us. And honestly, we're an afterthought 99% of the time. We just have to learn to adapt and find ways to make this world work for us. So for those of us that aren't neurotypical or who developed a disability or chronic illness later in life, the way that we learned how to navigate the world doesn't work. We have to relearn how to do everything as an adult, and that can be really scary sometimes. It can come with a lot of internal struggle, whether it be worrying what others are thinking, or if people are judging you, or even judging yourself for having to do things differently. Unfortunately, we live in a society that has carved into our brains that our worth is dictated by our productivity. The same society that doesn't allow cashiers to sit at the register because it's lazy. The same society that has taught us that we should wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor because working yourself to death and sacrificing your health is something that you're supposed to be proud of. It makes complete sense that we would feel like failures or an outcast when we have to modify a task or get an accommodation when others don't need one. But we are not the failures. Society is. For too long, we've been ostracized, labeled as lazy when we need to rest, as weak for depending on medication, as undesirable for needing mobility aids, as freaks for stimming, as weird for having sensory sensitivities, as dumb for having problems remembering or issues with auditory processing, and we are none of those things. It seems like it would be obvious, but sometimes it's really hard to get over that mental hurdle of your own self-judgment. So here's your permission to make your life easier. Sit down to wash the dishes. Get an extendable litter scoop so you don't have to keep bending down to clean the litter box. Buy your applesauce in the little kid pouches if it makes it easier to eat it when you're not looking at it. Buy a grabber if it's hard for you to get up and down repeatedly or to pick things up when you drop them. Wear your headphones or earplugs to the store if you're sensitive to sound. Bring a small fidget gadget to work with you. Get a portable fan if you have heat intolerance. Watch TV with the captions on. Use your wheelchair on the days that you can't walk very far. My point is, who cares what anyone else thinks? If it makes your life easier, if it enables you to do things that you couldn't do before, then why wouldn't you do it? And it's not always easy to accept that you have to change things or that you have to do them differently than you have before. But it's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. And it shouldn't matter what other people might think. You're not lazy. You're not dumb. You're just you. Just trying to exist in a world that tries so hard to forget about us. I want to leave you with these two sayings that I use all the time. First one I'm sure you've probably heard, and that is work smarter, not harder. I mean, it sounds like common sense, but if there's a harder way to do something, I probably tried that first. But this isn't about that. The second one is when you feel embarrassed or stupid for having to change how you do something or using an accommodation. And that is, if it's stupid, but it works, then it's not stupid. And sometimes that little bit of humor is exactly what I need to get me over that. Take care, drink some water, take your meds, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you're broken.